He didn't even look at me when he said it. Just kept staring at the TV, voice low but sharp enough to cut through the room. "All you do is take," my father said. "You've never given this family anything. If you've got any pride left, leave." The silence that followed was thicker than his words. I didn't argue, didn't cry. I just stood there, took one long look at him, the man who raised me on discipline and disappointment, and walked out. The front door clicked behind me like the final lock on a cell. Growing up, I used to believe everything I did was for him. Every late-night study session, every extra shift, every small victory I brought home. I thought he'd see me. He didn't. He saw utility, a wallet that moved. When Mom got sick, I paid the hospital bills. When my sister got into college, I covered her tuition. Quietly. My name never appeared anywhere. That was his rule. Family doesn't owe, family gives. And I gave. But that night, when he spat those words, I realized something brutal. They'd gotten used to my silence. My giving didn't count because it didn't make noise. So I left. The first week, no one called. The second week, my sister texted, "You okay?" I said, "Fine." By the third week, my phone was quiet again. The kind of quiet that tells you your absence isn't an emergency, just an inconvenience. That's when I started planning. Not revenge out of anger. Anger fades. This was about correction, about balance. I logged into the accounts I managed. Dad's mortgage paid from my transfers. Mom's medication, auto-billed from my card. My sister's tuition, recurring payment under my name. I stopped all of them. One click each. I didn't drain anything, didn't sabotage, just stopped giving. Then I waited. A month later, my sister called. Her voice cracked through the phone, panicked. Why did the tuition payments stop? I could hear Dad in the background, yelling. The same tone he used on me. Funny how sound travels, even through walls. I looked at the message on my screen for a while before typing back. Thought I never gave this family anything. Then I turned my phone over and let it buzz itself to death. The fallout was slow, predictable. Dad called the bank first, then the school, then finally me. I didn't pick up. I knew the pattern. Pride first, desperation later. I waited until the fourth call, the one that always comes when people realize control is gone. "Son," he started, voice thinner now, almost pleading. "You made your point. Come home. We can talk." "No," I said, calm. "You made your point. I'm just living by it." Click. That sound again. The lock. They tried to manage without me. Mom's prescriptions started bouncing. My sister took a part-time job she wasn't ready for. The house slipped into arrears. And Dad, the man who believed money was proof of strength, started borrowing from the same people he used to mock for doing it. I watched it unfold from a distance, never touching a thing. Control is a strange kind of power. You don't need to raise your voice to have it. You just need to know where the levers are. By the time Thanksgiving came around, they were unraveling. My sister showed up at my apartment, eyes hollow, hands trembling. "He's different," she said. "Quieter. I think he finally understands." I made her tea. We sat in silence. "You paid for everything," she whispered. "Did you really stop, just like that?" I looked at her. "I didn't stop giving," I said. "I just stopped erasing my name." She nodded. Tears came, but not for him. For me, I think. For everything she hadn't seen. I told her I'd restart the tuition payments. For her. Directly. No middleman. She hugged me before she left. That was the first time anyone in my family had ever said thank you without saying it out loud. Later that night, I drove past the old house. The lights were off, except one dim glow in the living room. He was sitting there, alone, shoulders slumped, staring at nothing. For a second, I thought about knocking, but then I remembered his words. "If you've got any pride left, leave." So I did. Again. Only this time, I didn't leave broken. I left complete. People talk about revenge like it's fire, loud, destructive, wild. But mine was quieter, cleaner. All I did was remove myself. And in that silence, they finally heard the sound of what I'd given all along. Now, when the phone rings, I let it. I don't need to answer. Because some lessons echo better in absence. And mine? It's still ringing.